Good morning, everyone. How is everyone today? It's been a great morning, really interesting stuff. We couldn't be more excited to be here and talk about what we're doing at MyAgData. I'm Michelle Tressel. I'm the CEO of MyAgData, and there we go. I want you to see that picture. At MyAgData, we've been working since the 2014 Farm Bill to ease the friction for growers as you think about regulatory reporting alongside the USDA. But we also partner directly with growers and their trusted advisors to help them build a clean data story. That looks a little different than the picture you see up there. I grew up in a very small farming community in Manitoba, Canada. That's my grandpa and my uncle Hank there. Farming has changed a lot since then. Our town where I grew up, very small farming community, my parents decided not to farm. They had, I think it was Doug Goring this morning who mentioned the welders, the people that support the farmers. My parents had the welding company that served the growers right in the field. So I want to ask you, how many of you in here come from a small town? Can you just raise your hand? Okay, so keep your hand up, please. Keep your hand up if you graduated with less than 100 kids. Okay, oh, I saw some people raise even higher, exciting. Okay, 50. Okay, 25. Okay, we still got some. 20. 15. Oh, we've got a couple. I had 11. I know Bridget's hand will stay up because she also had 11. Anyone beat us? There's a couple of you in the audience. I would love to chat with you after because those of us that grew up in a small town farming community know how important it is for us all to work together. What I learned from my father and having the welding company that supported the growers, I remember it being 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday. My dad would be in the shop and he would be working on some farmer's equipment because he knew that the margins and the success for a farmer really is driven in inches and hours. And everyone in that community works together to make it successful. I knew that about agriculture before I'd ever heard the word ag tech. So what I want to do today is I want to talk to you about data and how data is the most exciting thing happening in agriculture today, okay? So someone else this morning mentioned the fact that there are a lot of unknowns in agriculture. We're asking growers to make million-dollar decisions based on incomplete information. There's a lot of stuff we can't know in farming. Can't know the weather, can't know the political environment, can't do anything about the tariffs, can't control the input costs, can't control the commodity costs. Why do farmers do this? There is so much unknown. Where we try to focus is how can we take friction out of the things we can know? So we're focused on really helping farmers look at their data, not changing the way they farm, but really finding ways to be efficient given the data that is available to them. So look at the screen. You'll see a lot of you will probably be really familiar with those paper maps. Any of you that farm will know that those are required in order to have a federal farm program and also as you think about crop insurance. Those paper maps show the way a very key partner to growers thinks about the way they farm. And guess what? Farmers do not farm common land units. They don't. They never have. If you look at the screen with the colored image on it, that's something that we built, and what we do is we take information from the grower. We have APIs into Climate Field View, Case IH, my John Deere, and we overlay that. We geospatially map that with the common land unit so that a grower can actually see what are the differences. And if you look on this map, this is a North Dakota grower of ours, and he had said to me, we've got big square fields, we feel really comfortable that our boundaries are good. I said, okay, let me, do you mind if we do an analysis? And as you can see, there's about a 6% difference, a 6% gap. That farmer was shocked. 6%. Does it mean a lot? Well, it does when you think about that 6% and how tight margins are for growers today. You take that 6% and you look at the ecosystem, and you're all here in this room, right? A lot of you support growers. A lot of you are working as a trusted advisor to the growers. That accurate data is important as you think about each and every one of those groups that are surrounding that grower. We talked a little bit about crop insurance. You've got your agronomist team. You've got bankers and lenders. If you're able to provide really good, clean data to your banker and lender, do you think your credit risk goes down? Absolutely. So as you think about all of those various ways that that grower can leverage by doing nothing differently on their farm, just collecting their data. So what does the proof look like? This is a different North Dakota grower, and you'll see a Midwest situation happening in this picture. In the Midwest, we have something called prairie potholes, and in fact, Doug had asked me at an APUC meeting, he goes, well, can you calculate the prairie pothole? I'm like, yes, we can. This is making the difference on the margins for growers in a world where they can control so little. This allowed this grower to save 7% on his farm, and this is just crop insurance, $7,000. Think about that across their entire farming operation. So why doesn't everyone do it? Well, data's hard. Data's really hard. Any of us in here that started off their business thinking, oh yeah, we'll just get APIs and we'll just, we'll use the machine data. Yeah, it's gonna be easy. Yeah, it did not work that way. You've got connectivity issues. You've got this great equipment in an area where you barely get a cell phone signal. So you got holes in data. Equipment. Most farms are a museum of technology. You may have a brand new combine, and then you've got a planter that is older than the farmer using it. Then you've got people. We talked a lot about resources today and how farming needs more folks to work. Not always is the person driving that equipment the person who cares about the data. Therefore, the calibration might not be right. We see all the time where the seeding starts on the road. I mean, we see it all the time. So you've got people issues. But the number one issue around why there isn't better, clean data in agriculture is trust. Growers do not want to share their data. We, for years, and when we were first founded, we were founded by grower cooperatives, and the number one question we get is, what are you doing with my data? Who's going to get access to my data? I want to know where it's going. That's why we sit as an independent third party. We don't sell them anything else. We don't sell them seed. We don't sell them input. We help them clean their data so that they can be in charge of their farming operation and leverage that data. So that trust is the number one reason. AI. I always thought it was artificial insemination, but I guess it's different now. As we think about AI, the data is only as good as the information beneath it. All of us that are supporting growers across industry I'm super excited about AI. I think it's going to bring incredible innovation to us. However, I want to be really honest with the fact that you can have fragmented, map-based, 30-year-old data and put the most powerful AI engine over top of it. And you're going to get a complete, beautiful, wrong answer. So we need to really think about how we're helping growers as they think about data and how to move into the next phase of their operation. As we think about data, and in closing, I just want to say a couple of things. For those of us that help growers either as investors or as decision makers or as strategic partners or as trusted advisors, I want us all to take back to our growers the real benefits of using and having clean data. The first is margin. We talked a little bit about crop insurance and how that 6%, and really it's between 5 and 10% are the variances we've seen. The margins are incredibly important today. We talked about more farms claiming bankruptcy today than ever before. This is a way we can help and not make meaningful changes in operations. 2 is control. If there's one thing we know about farmers, they want to control. And if they do not start taking control of their data story, someone else will do it for them. And they won't be telling the story necessarily that that grower wants. So insist that they really think about maintaining control. I know growers that purposely miscalibrate their John Deere equipment so that John Deere can't capture it. I've seen it. I've seen people send $100 into NAS because they didn't want to give NAS data. I mean, you see this. We have to help growers know that this is the path to the future. The third is revenue. If a grower has a good, clean set of data that they have built and that they own, or their trusted advisor, the grower now can participate in additional lines of revenue. You've got, well, do I say or dare say 45Z? Maybe, maybe not. 45Z. You've got subsidy programs around sustainability. You've got non-GMO programs for Europe. These are programs that growers are responding to in a reactive way. I want to see that turned on its head, where a good, clean data set shows growers where they can access additional lines of revenue. Put them in control, put them in the driver's seat. So, if I leave you with one thing, I would like you to think from this talk that I would really welcome for all of us to help growers start thinking about data not as a box to check, not as an item on a to-do list, not as a siloed response to a request, but to really think about having and controlling that data across their organization is going to help them be in a position of power and open doors for them in a world where it seems really overwhelming as you think about input costs, you think about the political environment. This is a way we can help growers to really move forward and see the future. And just before I say goodbye, because my time is up, I just want you to say that my grandpa and Uncle Hank would be so excited to see all of the things we do in agriculture today. And I just wanted to say thank you for letting me be here.